Good evening, good people. Welcome to another unfiltered, unapologetic, and undeniable real conversation right here on the Black Table, the only table where we unpack life's betrayals, political petty moves, and side chick sagas. You know, like real men should do. No censors, no filters, no safe zones. Now, tonight, we've got a few interesting stories, and it's a hot one. We've got a stepdad who raised a girl since she was 4, only to get snubbed on her graduation day. A president demanding refunds for visa denials. Like, if you won't give me that visa, please give me my money back. A U.S. businessman calls for Africa's re-colonisation. And to top it up, our topic tonight, the side chick culture. Is it a blessing or a curse in today's marriages? And trust me, this convo is so loaded, we had to bring in a brave woman. She'll be joining us via Zoom, and then she'll face the men of the Black Table. So stay locked in for that one. But today I will be your conductor, and I won't be doing this alone. I am joined by a league of extraordinary gentlemen, and we'll be starting with the return of the prodigal child, once lost and now found. The man who moves and shakes mountains, a powerhouse across board, and the voice and energy behind the echo room. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the Quincy Jones.
I don't know how I'm here for the second time and I'm still the prodigal child.
No, you're not here for the second time.
Crazy. I was here last week.
Yeah, last week. I mean, back to back now, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. You went on the journey and now you're back.
Week, before I stop. It's good to be here, man.
All right, lovely to see you.
Yes,
and joining
sir.
us for the second time on the Black Table, I'm glad we didn't scare him away. After the first time, is Kingsley Bature, family life coach, who runs a platform for relationships called Common Sense. Sense is not that common anyways. And of course, that is amongst other things he does. So we'll be definitely leaning on him on all things relationship. And finally, if wisdom had the face, it will be the face of that man over here. He doesn't hold back on landing the punches, and he's still the undisputed most faithful man in Lagos. A big round of applause for the big man on campus, Stain Gang.
Yes, thank you. Still faithful.
Yes, most
but
undisputed.
With this side chick story coming up,
we need to talk about it, right?
Sorry, please. Who did that?
Who did what?
The intro.
I just said
If wisdom had a face. What do you mean by that? So I'm prodigal son, but he's if wisdom had a face. Wow.
Question: Would you prefer wisdom look like you?
Yes, please.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay,
we're ready.
All right, let's
Let's
Thank you.
Mr.
You see,
Jones.
that's why we have Kingsley, a gentleman, proper gentleman. We're going to de-escalate
Yes,
now. And we'll take a break so that we can keep everyone calm. I'm sorry, Quincy Jones.
If you hear noise
I'm sorry.
in the background, it's me and Gang.
Yes, Gang.
What kind of noise?
Oh my God!
Come on, guys.
Please, I know it's late night TV,
Not the
but
Diddy type.
yes, definitely not the Diddy type.
Definitely not.
All right, please, we need to take a quick break before things get out of hand. It is still the Black Table, the Ultimate Men's Guide, and we'll see you shortly right after the break. All right, our first quick fire today. Blood is thicker than water. A hot man withdraws all privileges from stepdaughter. According to the man, his wife has a daughter with another man and has been the one taking care of the girl. However, he lamented that when it was time for the girl to graduate, he was not invited to the ceremony. So yeah, let's get this off our chest. The daughter, of course, this was something going around on social media, and I feel it's very important that we take our 2 cents from it, because if a man had raised a young child from when she was 4 months. 4 months.
I think it was about 4 months.
From when she was 4 months, I mean, that's your child, whether biologically or not. So I feel that, there's so much going on in the background that we don't know, but Let me start with Kingsley. What are your thoughts on, this particular story?
Bottom line, any guy will feel hurt, betrayed, and you would run out of expletives to use to describe his feeling, because whether he is the dad or not, he fathered the girl.
Yeah.
So he has earned the right to be there. Now, if he was denied that right, you would say categorically something is up that alley that we need to look at. Whatever the case, whatever the issue, he has earned the right to be there. And if he's the father, I also don't think the girl will be excited about not having him present, whatever the case.
Oh, okay.
Whatever the case. So it's a case of something between daddy and mommy that is affecting the girl in question.
Okay. So Quincy, do you think the girl has a say in the situation?
The child?
The child, yes. It's a graduation.
She probably does. She probably does. But the story is so beautiful because there's a point that needs to be highlighted. There were 8 guests that could have been invited, right? So it was her, the daughter, the biological father, who did nothing for it.
But was invited?
Yes, of course. Oh, he was fully present as the father of the day type of situation.
Yeah.
Then the sister, I think the sister to the mom, brother to the mom, there was a cousin, and then quite a number of irrelevant selection, to be honest, in reference to the girl being a graduate, you see. Yeah. It was pretty simple. He said something about, he took them off, what do you do? He said he took them off
his
insurances and stuff. That's not I go back home. I stay at home. I would go find another house. I don't know how their system works in the U.S. I'll go find another house, price the house, sell the one that is there, right? Give them like 2 weeks, right? Pack out like a week after. No, I'm not giving them a notice. I need like 1 week to pack, right? The day they step out, I pack all the things, naked the entire house. I move away, and they stay stranded, and then I take them off insurance and
Quick
stuff.
question: who organized it, and why was he not the one giving out the invites?
Mother and daughter.
So
It's not the first time that this is happening, by the way, guys.
now, yes, please.
When I heard this story, one thing that came to my mind was how impactful, or how were you as a father raising this child and involved in the family that nobody even considered you or asked you to be present? Do you understand? What is the relationship you had with the daughter, the relationship you have with her mother that is now your wife, and the family in general, that they decided you shouldn't be a part of it and nobody saw a problem there? That's one thing. But then at the same time, this is why a lot of stepfathers should know that they are in big trouble, because they were never first choice. They were never first choice. They were second fiddle. They were never wanted until they didn't have the man that they wanted.
An afterthought.
They were an afterthought. It's a scary situation. Some people make it work, but this shouldn't shock you at the end of the day.
Okay.
When you meet somebody that already has a biological father and you're just filling up a void. There have been certain situations in relationships that a mother would tell the stepfather, you can't discipline my kids, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Exactly.
So at what point are these kids actually yours? Can you do
Very
with
good
them?
question
Can
there.
you do with them, deal with them, and treat them like they are your kids? Give them a spanking, a scolding, do all
think-
sorts?
There's only
think-
one decider in there.
Or are
and
you
that-
always secondhand goods?
There's only one decider in there, right? That trumps every other person's decision, and that's the mom.
Yeah.
The moment the auntie can't complain, you can only complain to the mom to say, "Oh, why is the man who has been taking care of this kid not here?"
Exactly.
Right? But the moment the mom sways away and says, "Oh no, he shouldn't come. The biological father should come. The deadbeat biological father should be there." Right? Then there's a problem. The
Of
woman
course.
you selected wrongly.
That's
And
why I'm
then
saying. That's why you're second choice.
There's the
You're
and
just
then
a
there's the
filler.
social
You're
media
just
karma.
he
Let's
was
not-
just a credit card.
Yes.
That just kept them on their feet.
Yes.
And was just present there to fill certain voids. He was never considered a
So
father.
does this justify the fact that most men across the world, in today's world, avoid women who already have children?
It justifies a lot of them, not all. Justifies quite a number of them.
Okay, coming from my context, because I have the privilege of having more than one father, right?
Oh, really?
Same here.
Yeah. So, and from that context, I have met the man whose name I bear is the man I would say is my father.
Okay, but not your biological father.
Not, do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, so I have been fathered by at least 3 different men. Do you understand? Like, I've had like 3 different fathers, biological, mentor, or whatever, but they were categorical in my development.
And present.
I'm present.
Yeah.
Right? But then the case with foster fathers is that first, there has to be a conversation, like you said, there has to be a conversation with the wife, with the woman, that if we are going to have a relationship, then that relationship must be built on certain foundations. And those foundations must give me the unalienable right to execute upon your child as mine.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Those are conversations that must happen.
They are the difficult conversations, but they're the conversations that need to happen.
But the problem is in a lot of relationships, and I say this a lot of times, most people view relationships like it's a fling, right? But relationships are serious business. And the moment you don't get categorical about certain things in a relationship, it's just going to happen like all other flimsy things in your life. You just, if you are there to catch cruise, just catch cruise and be going.
And be honest about it.
And be honest about it.
Yeah.
But if you're there to build a family, build a relationship, then there must be difficult conversations that must be had. Now, if I'm seeing it on social media, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, it's just wash. Now, not that it didn't happen, not that it's not painful, but excuse me. If I fathered the girl from she was 4
months,
and it's her graduation, why am I not the one funding it? Why am I not the one deciding who's the guest?
He probably, I think he I'm not sure, but he probably funded that as well.
Baba, if I funded that meeting and I'm not invited, I close it.
You can't close. It's not that type of situation now. It's all these Yankee graduations being admitted.
So I think societal wise is
if I was the one, I'm showing up.
I'm sure.
And
if I funded it,
they should bounce me when I get there.
Granted access?
If I funded it,
when I get there and I tell them it's my daughter, they'll confirm she's my daughter.
Who is giving the access?
At this point, 2 people will show up. You might not show up. I would definitely not show up. And it's
I won't show up
because there's a difference in opinions, and that's what we do on the black table.
That's enough hours to pack the things in the house.
But we need to move on to our next quick fire.
Without leaving an address.
Okay,
no forwarding address.
So I want to ask this question before I read the story. You travel quite a lot, and of course the other guys here do that too. But have you ever paid for a visa and you got denied?
Yes.
Yes. Now,
isn't that why we're still here?
Okay, no,
it's not why
all right. So let's talk about visa, denials. Refund my money back. Zambian president says, he is demanding that the European Union and United Kingdom should refund visa application fees for every rejected Zambian applicant. I'm adding Nigerian applicants too. The announcement made highlights growing concerns over the high cost and frequent rejections of visa applications, which have impacted many Zambians seeking to travel for tourism, business, or education. The president argues that visa fees should only be charged for successful applications, emphasizing that rejected applicants should not bear the cost of administrative processes that ultimately deny them entry. Presidential pettiness or overdue justice. Let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it.
He's right. Right. I'll just round this up. Last year, I think October, I was trying to go on a holiday to the U.S. Bro, it's an actual holiday, to the U.S. In December.
Yeah.
Hang with my sisters and my brothers and stuff like that. And I got denied. And due to the process, right, they'll tell you, Abuja is the safest bet. This one is there. So I'm like, you know what? They say Abuja is the spot, right?
So
no problem. So I go to Abuja, right? So what would typically cost me 700, 500 and above, I spent like 1.8 M, right? I had to go to Abuja, take a hotel that's really close to the embassy. It's literally on the other side of the road. It's pretty expensive. I go there like 2 days ahead, so my head is clear. Whatever for whatnot. And then, I go there early and all of that.
So you did everything right?
Bro, every single thing right. And while I was there, before I even got to the spot, I looked at the amount of people that came out with the pink slip. Right?
The pink slip
is the rejection.
The
slip.
rejection.
Yeah.
I looked at the amount of people that came out with the pink slip, and I did an average of, if I did like 500K per person for the application, it's multi-millions with the multitude of people that were there as at 8:30 in the morning. I was there, my session was for 8, so I was there way earlier. And I'm looking at people trooping, and I look out and I see batch 10
People
o'clock,
right behind you.
batch 10:30, 11:30, and all of that stuff, you see? So it's so much money being taken, right, that deserves to be refunded.
No real accountability.
Right? Yeah, of
think
course.
about it.
So you stand there, you ask me, I'm sorry, it might be my pride, but you stand there and you're trying to question why I'm trying to travel. And I'm like, oh, I understand why, but I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to go on holiday, bro. Then I've got this. I show you my pod, I show you my radio stuff, I show you, there's no reason to leave. Do you see? Me, Salo, I'm not running, right? Yeah, all of these things. And you give me a pink slip. And I'm like, what? I looked at the guy, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's quite confusing because a lot of times
what is this?
people are not clear on what the criteria are. I know recently one of the top immigration officials in the U.S. Came out to say, okay, you know what? The reason why people get denied often is that they're applying for the wrong type of visas. But I feel if we are not being stepped on in this part of the world or colonized, so to say, there should be clarity on it. Very simple, so that people from the very beginning knows, okay, I don't qualify for this, so I probably shouldn't. But you don't take my money and call it a part of the processing fee, and then very well from my documents that I do not qualify for the visa. I think it's wrong, and then Africans have been shortchanged.
Let me say one more thing. This is brilliant. I just remembered. So there's this couple, older couple, right? They're before me, like maybe 4 people before me. I'm sorry, right? And then the kid is graduating from Harvard. I swear down, I just remembered. And he's questioning, and I'm listening to it, right? Yeah. And then she says, oh, the previous kid went to Harvard as well. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
You know, so money is not the problem. They're going for their final, this is the last child, they're going for the graduation. Do you know that they denied the father, they gave the mother?
Nobody gets sense in that.
It was so daft. I'm sorry, Mogboimbo men, I always say that, you see? Logically justifying it, why are they both not going? These are not people, what's in the one used to run to where? So they get shot? In your country? Nah, man, it's war against these guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Deny people, taking people's money for absolutely no goddamn reason.
Okay.
Gang, I know you've been taking this in.
No, but
carry on.
The thing is, the truth is there is a cost to the administrative process. Am I right or am I right?
No, you're right.
There is a cost to the process, the investigations, and so many things they need to do with the information you give them. There is a cost for that. So now the question now is that, are we supposed to just grant everybody a visa because they paid?
No.
You get me?
When you deny refund,
so then what happens to the cost of some of the procedures?
it would be factored into it.
So they should take out
if the
some
average
and
cost of the average cost is 350, 400, right? Deem it the extra cost, administrative cost, operational cost. There are many English terminologies that you can use to justify these things, and then refund the main cost of the visa application itself, the actual cost. I'm on $250, $350, whatever the just thing is.
Exactly.
Return the remaining. Take your operational or administrative costs and refund the rest.
So let's say I was a politician or a
With
man
your
in
ugly,
political power.
faint
I would say,
very ugly, bro. That thing. You know that thing where they did the ending voice. Yes, and that's what it's in now.
No, but see,
even cheap stuff.
On a good day, okay, let me be a devil's advocate now. On a good day, right? That is the reason why you shouldn't have access to my country in the first place.
What is the reason why?
The attitude of
what attitude
that people are presenting with this story is the reason why you're being rejected in the first place.
Why talk to me. Why am I being rejected? I should see it
When,
as
if you're trying to
a
woo a
gateway
woman,
to heaven.
if you're trying to woo a woman,
Yes, please.
and she tells you no on the first try, do you take it personal and not try
It doesn't
again?
work that way. That's not what it is.
So, gang, I get what you're trying
So
to
you
say.
try again.
But the thing still remains. It's like trying to
which
get...
kind of Niger mentality, gang?
yeah.
Try bros, wait first.
Kingsley,
What are you talking
travel-
about,
you travel
gang?
quite a lot.
I should try
And
again.
these processes are not supposed
country
to be
is
that
hard, bro.
complicated. A lot
That
of
is why don't
Nigerians,
leave the country.
A lot of Zambians.
If I'm your leader, I'll tell you, then
a lot
stay
of
here.
people, South Africans,
Why do you want to
Ghanaians
leave
are trying to
here?
leave
We
the
should all
country.
stay here and suffer
Wait,
together.
wait,
I know I'm going on holiday, bro. I'm going on holiday.
This thing is simple.
Now,
actually.
travel visa, I want you to come up for you.
Go on holiday
God forbid bad thing. We know before reach like that.
holiday in Ghana.
Bruv.
Holiday
What the hell?
in Calabar. Holiday in
Like
Port
travel,
Harcourt.
then I run away. Hey,
to Sambisa
we could go
Jesus.
on, but I'll come back to you.
Nah, man, gang,
Because
stop.
What we just finished talking about on this
sorry.
quick fire is tied to our next story, and then I think this
my
might
God.
help explain things a bit
Chrissy
further.
won't
This
leave you,
has
but
to
yeah.
do with
Denied.
recolonization. Recolonization. Now, Eric Prince, a former U.S. Navy officer and founder of the American private military company Blackwater, has stirred controversy with his recent comments on Africa. He suggested that African countries should undergo recolonization due to what he perceives as widespread corruption, selfishness among our leaders. Prince shared this view in a short clip posted on X by African Facts Zone, claiming that if African nations struggle with self-governance, it might be time for them to be invaded. There's a video. Please, let's check out the video and then we discuss this on the Black Table.
Then it's time for us to put the imperial hat back on to say, we're going to govern those countries if you're incapable of governing yourselves, because enough is enough. We're done being invaded.
Because our own national security risk is at stake.
Exactly.
National security interests are at stake.
You can say that about pretty much all of Africa. They're incapable of governing themselves and benefiting their citizens because the governments there are all about looting and pillaging and lining their pockets and going shopping in Paris instead of actually
All right, hold
making
on a
the
second.
country
Hold
a
on.
better
People on the left
land.
are going to watch this. They're going to say, wait a minute, Eric Prince is talking about being a colonialist again.
Absolutely.
All right. So, interesting video, interesting things you have to say. Kingsley, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
There are certain things that we need to check. First things first, are African leaders corrupt? Yes. Check. Yes. Check.
Are
Now,
we black?
Are we black?
Are we black?
Yes. Check. As Africa developed to the potentials that it should, as a continent, be today? No. Check. No. Okay. Are our leaders, taking resources, financial resources, and going abroad to spend them? Check. Now, based on everything he said, is he right to talk that way?
If we put it on the context of right or wrong, we may be backing up the wrong tree.
Okay.
Because what he has expressed is an opinion. And that's his opinion to express.
Yeah.
But he has never been colonized, so he has
No idea.
of what it means to be colonized. So if you're saying that, let's recolonize Africa, we need to understand what exactly are you saying? What are you asking? I would. Let me not play the devil's advocate, but let me come from a point
We
of
have
view.
one already.
Yeah, he said he's angel's advocate.
Angel's advocate, yeah. Shout out to him. Angel's advocate.
He said he's angel's advocate, but I'm coming from another perspective.
Okay.
Everything that he has outlined, are those things synonymous with only African leaders?
Thank you.
Very true, actually.
Wait, what?
Everything he outlined.
You lost for a minute
What
there.
we saying?
Everything he
I
outlined.
wasn't. I'm like,
Are they synonymous with only African leaders? Are there,
largely yes.
Are they? Largely.
Largely yes.
are there no other foreign powers that we can attribute the same thing
Oh,
to?
yeah, there are.
With the
But
level
we're
of
talking about
resources that we
numbers.
do, no.
We're talking about numbers here. And the game of numbers is spot on.
Where
when
do
it
you
comes
think
to
we learned it
our-
from?
No. Let's not do that. We say where did we learn it from?
Can I say something? Let me.
Yes,
I want to jump in real quick, as usual. Like
Please
I
be
do.
careful when you land.
Let me tell you why I support what Kingsley is saying. The corruption that exists in Africa, in Nigeria, and other countries,
Of course.
right, can only exist with the cooperation of the so-called white man.
So I'll do you one
Let me
better.
give you an example.
I think that
Where is our loot? Our loot now. The Swiss banks. Abacha loot that keeps coming out every other year. Where do you think this money is? The money that Nigerian politicians are looting, do you think it's in Nigerian banks?
No, it's not.
Do you understand? Those islands, those other countries, those European countries that the money is in, are they owned by black people? Are they owned by Africans? I am telling you now that the corruption would not exist if the cooperation of the foreigners is not involved as well. Forget our own nature. Even if we choose to be corrupt, if they do not support our corruption, it would not exist.
And that does not excuse the corruption.
No, I disagree.
That does not excuse
It doesn't excuse it.
It doesn't excuse it.
But then at the same time, some people now, here's the funny thing. The reason why this fool can say what he says is because it comes from a place of privilege. If it was a black man that made that comment, they wouldn't attack him as much. I've heard people say, yes, Nigeria was colonized and we got independence a little bit too early. That we shouldn't have gotten independence as early as we got it. So those discussions have been there by fellow black people. But he's coming from a place of privilege. Like Kingsley said, he hasn't been colonized. It's just like if somebody came and said, let's go back to the slave trade era, that it might make black people better.
Isn't that statement close to that?
It's very close to that.
And it's similar to when somebody says, if they don't give us this, we'll declare war. I've spoken to different people that have been in war, and they say, if you've been in war before, you don't want to go there. It's not even a worst case consideration. Do you understand? So
it should not even be an option on the table.
It's not an option on the table.
The funny thing is that this guy actually thinks that would solve corruption and what's going on in Africa.
Yeah. Kingsley, hold on.
Wow.
Jones.
No, it's
Quincy,
okay.
let's hear you.
Look, so I'll be honest, biting off what you said, if this was said by an African man, it would not get this much uproar. To be very honest. Why a lot of people are losing this stuff is because he's white. Let's start from there. Then number two, I don't entirely disagree with what he's saying, right? They're not saints. No, they're not. But was the system a little bit more functional than now? I don't think you people understand the level of corruptional decay in this country, bro. Sorry. If you properly get into the banking sector, right? You're talking about monies being kept overseas. It's not a white man, black man situation.
It's a good thing you said that. Do you know that the top 10, sorry, just to add to what you said, the top 10 most profitable companies in Nigeria, we have 7 banks. How does that make sense?
Continue. I want to hear what you're saying.
It's not a white man, black man situation. It's just taking money out of the country. That's it. For safekeeping in a more stable economy. That's all it is. It's not a white man, they are enabling us. No, it's not. It's not. And then there's a different situation. Your countrymen are traveling to lobby for these things. They go to corporations, sit with top guys at top industries externally and lobby for stuff. Tell them I want to run for presidency. Sorry, not presidency. I want to run for a political office in so place. Burkina Faso, Namibia. I want to run for these things. You can fund me. Don't worry. I have my people. I will win. And if I win, this is what you get. The same way it happens. Godfatherism within your current economy. I'm not saying he was right or he's right. No, but bruv, don't be too
critical.
Not even critical. Don't be too I'm Nigerian, patriotic to overlook what the nonsense that's going on in this country.
Can I say something?
Can I say something?
One more thing before you say what you're going to say.
So we'll hear from you, Dan, hear from Kingsley, and then we'll go on a short break.
Quincy, everything you said is valid, and that is why you got the pink slip.
That's why you're wearing an Arsenal jersey, bro.
No, let's not go there.
Arsenal jersey.
That's why.
It's how you have the balls to wear an Arsenal jersey on this show.
Everything you said,
dude.
With the level of corruption, with the level of jersey, people are getting denied visas.
Arsenal lives matter, please.
They don't want the corruption to get into their countries,
run out of time.
so
we need
they're
to take
denying these visas.
Break.
Interesting.
Shots have been fired. And
point.
let's just agree. something here.
Yeah.
We outnumber you right now. It's 3-1.
3 Arsenal fans?
Yeah, 2-1.
No wonder I felt there was this air of loss when I stepped into the room.
All right, so we take a quick break. When we return, the Black Table continues with our main topic tonight. We're going to be talking about side chicks. Have they helped? I don't know.
Baby.
Let's take a break.
Attention, sex, romance. That's it. That's all the married man wants from the woman outside anyways.
Side chicks are one of the major reasons a lot of men still stay married. Side chicks are single, independent, intelligent ladies that are not yet married. So please, to all the beautiful married women out there, I want you to give yourself peace, focus on your home.
All right, welcome back. Interesting things we heard from the ladies
See, I
over
heard.
there. And of course, the last person to speak was Blessing CEO. And of course, the girl talker was talking earlier about the importance of side chicks, which is one of the things we're talking about today. Side chicks, a curse, a blessing. Side chicks have been around since the beginning of time, but now it feels like it's a part of the culture. Some say it's destroying homes, others say it's keeping some homes together. Yeah, I said it. And so let's help dissect this madness. We've got a very brave lady joining us via Zoom tonight. Give it up for Minengibi Lillian Maxwell. She's a Nigerian fashion designer and creative director with over 7 years of experience in high-end women's fashion, celebrating and styling and, creating...
Styling side chicks.
Yeah. I call you Nengi. Hi, Nengi.
Hi.
Okay, so good evening. Welcome to the Black Table. We have Quincy Jones right here to my right.
Hey,
We've got
Nengi.
Kingsley
How are
to
you?
my left. And of
Hi,
course,
Nengi.
Tien Gang over there. So, gang, we have Nengi join us. Nengi, by the way, you're the second lady to join us on the Black Table ever.
Thank
You're brave. You're brave.
Good to have you.
So let's start with you, and then the gentlemen on the table can further the conversation. Let's start with what you think about side chicks. Are they a blessing or a curse to the institution of marriage in today's world?
Okay. Can we start by saying that there's already a social conditioning in place whereby Nigerian or African women, as it were, have been raised to believe the concept of men being polygamous by nature. We should start with that first, right? And this has normalized the idea of infidelity. I would call it infidelity. I know we're getting somewhere. Furthermore, I would say a marriage should be a union of two individuals. However, in certain demographics or cultures, it's permissible for a man to have more than one wife in order to, for more than one wife, right?
Okay.
But what we have here in Nigeria is this. In order to be socially acceptable with the Western culture, the men marry
Just
one wife.
One wife, yeah.
And then that's officially, and then, but they still have, or the
Okay. Yeah.
polygamous by having other partners,
Okay.
one or even more side chicks.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, I would say that it's something that it's something that we can't, it's not a fight that we can even win as women.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Really, Nengi? Okay.
Yes.
So
it's
you
not.
say women won't win this battle?
Why?
we
Because
can't.
women are at the center of the other side,
Okay.
the side chicks.
Okay. So, you know what, Nengi, it's time for us to hear what the guys think about what you've said. Do you think a man can stay faithful to one woman? Sorry, let me take that back. Scratch that. Do you think a Nigerian man can be faithful to one woman?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
Kingsley, yes, definitely.
Yes.
Gang, the
course,
most
yes.
faithful man in Lagos.
Lagos, yeah.
It's very possible.
So, Nengi, all the gentlemen here,
I love you.
except for myself, I'm not giving my feedback yet, which I won't do
I need-
anyways. I'm not going to say what my thoughts are, but all three of them have said men can stay faithful
Yes.
to what woman. So, what else should we be exploring? Why is it like a thing? Why do you think it's normal for the average man, rich or poor, to want to have extra women out there?
Well, I like it's just basically how we've been raised. It's just in our social construct that this is what we believe. This is what
The guys
we're-
are shaking their head though, like
No. I agree with that.
That's,
you agree or you don't? You disagree?
I
Azal.
agree.
Okay, gang got something to say,
Azal.
Nengi.
No, so
Yeah.
here's the thing. Even before I got married, I know the tales I used to hear, the things I was told on how long can you stay faithful? Every married man does this. Every Nigerian man is like this, like that. At some point, maybe after 10 years of marriage or 15 years of marriage, you get tired of your wife. Sometimes wives even recommend
who
it.
sold that to you.
A lot of people were saying that. Do you understand? So I understand what she's saying in terms of culturally, that is the narrative that's being pushed to let people know that this is possible. Because the institution of marriage is being attacked. That is the honest truth. The institution of marriage is being attacked.
I agree.
So the temptations and everything is coming from all angles. And here's the funny thing. There's so many women out there that are ready. Almost all women are willing to be number two. They're willing to play. They're willing to play second fiddle.
If
I
certain
don't think
things are
Nengi
in
will
place.
agree.
Just because.
Nengi, do you agree with what
I'm
Gang is
telling you,
saying?
if it wasn't for moral values, a lot of women will be willing
Oh my
to
God.
be a second fiddle to another man, because most women want the same kind of man when they tell you their spec: tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah, that's me.
So,
Right there.
so a lot of women are willing to share,
Okay.
especially if they cannot have a man or do not have a man. They're willing to share. So that's where the side chick syndrome comes in.
All right, everyone, please hold your thoughts. We actually asked other people about what their thoughts are on this, and we'll check out the video. And right after that, we continue with our discussion.
Different guys, different reasons. But if you ask me, if you must have a side chick, that side chick is probably there because your wife is inaccessible.
The real foundation for marriage is broken because that's trust, that's love, that's loyalty.
You dey fix am, you are outsourcing. You don't know say men by nature, their body they do like ego. Whoever.
If you have a side chick outside, you already know that the marriage has been defiled, right?
One day, if there's no trust in the relationship, there's no, it's going to keep aside.
And a woman, you know say they no too get time for that thing. So if you get side chick, don't just let your wife know.
Subconsciously or unconsciously, you find yourself comparing whoever it is, whoever the third party is, with, you know, your wife or whoever. Do you understand?
But it will help you. Mentally, you go dey okay. It will help you behave. So if you get side chick, you have to make sure you give them everything. If you say you want snake in the market shadow, you do snake in the market shadow.
If it's okay for me to base this on my religion, so there will be no need for you to, go into side chick venture. If you already believe that practice that you can marry another woman apart from your wife.
There are reasons why men cheat.
I feel like it should not be adopted, but at the same time, we should make women realize that they need to up their game. That's people that actually marry.
When you get a wife, you go say, this far, no further.
They are not.
All right, so interesting take on everything over there. But Kingsley, yes, there's a reason why you're on the show. You're a relationship coach.
Yeah.
Now, talk to us about your thoughts over this. Over the years, you've met with different people, different couples. Do you think that society has created that pressure? One, do you think it is biologically possible for men to stay faithful? And number three, do you think that women, over time, they've encouraged men to seek this more?
Okay, I hear you, and I'm going to answer the question maybe from the back.
Okay.
Right. Have women? Have women encouraged men to seek side chicks?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the years of
answer now.
No. I need to.
It's a rhetorical question.
I need to bring context.
Okay.
I need to bring context.
Gotcha.
Now there was something Nengi said, and then I'll move from that perspective. That culture has conditioned women to expect that men can not be faithful, or men should be polygamous.
Do you agree to that?
Huh?
Do you agree to that?
The question I was going to ask is whose culture? Now, do you understand whose culture? Because, thank you. My dad used to tell me growing up. He said, Kingsley. He said, if you don't want problem in life, don't get married. If you feel you can handle problem, marry one. One. He says, because inside one woman is everything, every problem, every joy, every pain, everything you need to make you a thoroughly balanced man. If you take two, you have beaten more than you were designed to chew. That was my conditioning. Okay? So if you said it is culture, then it means that it is either the culture of your environment, because in psychology we say there are three things that conditions people. Number one, your environment. Number two, a significant emotional experience. And number three, your upbringing. Okay? So all of these things condition people. So if you are exposed to an environment where infidelity is normal, like social media is an environment.
Yeah, it is.
So if the reason we banter about all this side chick thing and all of that, like it is so much, is because social media promotes it. Excuse me. I've been married for 17 years. I'm a businessman. Sex is not everything I'm thinking about. Right? I got problems to solve. I got bills to pay.
Challenges. I got challenges. They say challenges now.
My brother, see, until they kidnap a motivational speaker, all of them no go rest. Do you understand? You see, whatever the issues are, there are different things that you as a man are thinking about. And if you've been married as long as I've been married, there are nights where you just want to hit the bed and sleep. You're not always thinking about being on top of one girl or another. Let's get it clear.
Distraction.
Do you understand me? So.
But I want to say something quickly. You're speaking for yourself.
That's me speaking for
and
myself.
not for many other men out there.
So I'm coming from the place of culture to conditioning to conviction. Right? So we have to put it in context.
I like that.
Right? Culture, conditioning, and conviction. And what I've just shared is my conviction. Now, if I take it back to my profession as a licensed family life practitioner, I have seen different things. Right? And in the different things and the different experiences I've had with couples and where you have infidelity. My brother, temptation will come. Whether it comes as a side chick or whether it comes as a house girl
or secretary
or
colleague,
whatever. Do you understand? Let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
My problem, please. Temptation will come if you have not built the discipline as a single man to stay single. Even when you get married, the discipline will not suddenly baptize you.
Nengi, you've listened to Kingsley. What are your thoughts over that?
I barely hear you.
I said, so you heard all the things that Kingsley just said?
Yes.
Okay, do you agree with him?
I agree with him, yes and no, because I think that we should also be very, very practical here. A lot of marriages are crumbling because, obviously one of the reasons would be like infidelity, or someone is taking you, even on social media, you say, oh, this one has taken this one's husband, in quote, or like they say. whatever it is. But we can't really run away from this idea. This is an African thing. It has been before.
Wait, she's getting somewhere.
She's
an African thing.
Yeah.
Bro.
No matter, obviously, I grew up from I didn't grow up from a polygamous home, but this I know from my environment, from what I've seen growing up, even up until now as an adult. You know, so I don't think that if we're being honest, if we're being like really honest, this is the norm in Nigeria, and that is why we're even having this conversation in the first place.
So
Negi,
I think
Negi, please move that on.
Negi, can I ask you a question?
Carry on.
Negi, I want to ask you a question. First question is, are you single?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever been a side chick?
Oh?
Have you ever been a side chick?
No.
Would you be willing to be a side chick?
Never.
So that means the culture that you're talking about does not affect you. Why?
So I'm not saying what
does it
is
not exist?
Why? Why doesn't it affect you? Because my point of view is the fact that not as those side chicks is not happening everywhere. That's I'm not saying it's happening, but I'm saying that side chick is not happening just because it is a cultural norm.
No.
It is happening because of personal indiscipline.
Okay, so at this point, I want to ask a question since you've talked about cultural indiscipline. Nengi, thank you for your answers. I'm going to Quincy Jones. Quincy, have you ever double dated before? You're thinking about it, so
no,
that's a yes.
Actually, funny story.
Yeah.
No. Double dated. No. Right? Cheated. Different. Now, wait. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. One, the concept of having a side chick being cultural is may I speak freely? It's absolute garbage. Right? Hi, Nengi, not you. I'm speaking to the general
concept.
terminology. The concept is garbage. It's not, Baba. I'm sorry. I recently reviewed majority of my relationships, and I've been a faithful guy. I surround myself with faithful men.
Okay.
Bro, I go out. I hang out. I'm everywhere, bro. I'm where you are eating fork and knife, and I'm where we're popping Dom Perignon and where we are drinking scotches at the same time. You see? All facets. I surround myself with... I'm here with my cousin. Nothing. Say you one day cheat. Or there's no time for that. We're working back to back. We're trying to hustle. We're trying to make money. If he steps away from his wife or needs a break, or me and him, we turn game for my house. He goes back home. Or comes with his wife. And the three of us play together. But it's a functional life.
Okay, so because we've got just a few more minutes. I need you to quickly say
land, right?
Yeah.
Surround yourself with the right people to build an environment that nurtures a certain mentality.
Aha.
Baba, I'm not one of them guys. Side chicks and P? No, man.
But
being a billionaire,
the reality
of what's time to be knocking random.
But here's the thing: the reality to what Nengi has said, especially in this day and era, is that there are a lot of single women out there that are willing to be with your husbands.
And that's why he said temptation.
And those are the temptations. And a lot of husbands are agreeing to do it. If your wife is not giving you action in the bedroom, if your wife is not giving you peace at home, and another girl is willing to give you some of that, men are willing to take that risk.
Let me say this is going to sound very off-brand, right? Look at the most unfaithful boys. Look at the most faithful guys. Bruh, very off-brand, right? The most faithful guys are guys that have seen it all.
Most faithful guys, okay.
We don't see.
There's
nothing else you want to give me. It's vagina, bro. I'm sorry. It is vagina. That's all you got. At the end of the day, and he probably stank.
But they're left
at this point,
if you think of it that way, you'll be safe.
At this point,
it's off-brand.
At this
point,
point,
they'll be pink slipping you every time.
We need to do.
I'm kidding.
Nengi, there's something we do on the show. It's a tradition. It's a culture. It's called Just a Tip, and it's basically you giving an advice on everything we've talked about so far. So, Nengi, tonight you're taking just a tip.
What? What did you say?
I said tonight you're taking just the tip. It's like an advice. It's part of our tradition on the show.
Okay. Well, can I say something?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. So I would really say it's really commendable, and I'm really I'm amazed to hear men speak like this and actually,
compliment.
Aww. I really am really happy, and I feel like there's hope for Nigerian men because
I feel like giving you a standing ovation, Nengi.
There's hope for Nigerian men. If we have more Nigerian men that think like you, I feel like things will get better for marriages.
Which one of us?
Are you married?
Everybody now.
I think two speakers.
I'm the one that's not married.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Nengi.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah. Say it's a good one.
All right. You know what, Nengi, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us on tonight's edition of the Black Table. Your presence lit up the entire studio.
Of course.
And of course, I want to say thank you to the gentleman who joined us on the Black Table today. Quincy Jones. Nengi just gave us something.
Okay,
there's
so yeah, we shake.
Yeah. Okay. Quincy Jones, thank you. Kinsley, thank you. Tien Gang, thank you.
I'm here every Friday.
And of course,
yes, sir, you are.
For myself, it's been a beautiful edition of the show. This is Toast of the Week. We'll be going to the faithful men out there.
Yes, please.
Men who, against all odds, defy the culture, the Nigerian culture of side chicks. So,
toast to
all the men. Toast to all the men. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah. On a final note, I want to say something. I think the major reason why Nigerian women feel comfortable being side chicks is totally economical.
I was going to say,
that note,
because they're affordable, that's why men can afford
economical. On that note, remember, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. It's the Black Table. Catch you next week, Friday. Good night.
Good night.